set us up from the beginning. They set us up from the beginning.
We sent him fucking home earlier. Went to meet right by, so we sent him up here.
Let's bang out of order.
It's been cancelled, this has, according to the coppers.
Yeah. They just didn't want anybody here.
Where is he?
She's around here somewhere.
We're touching people higher up, and they want us to keep us quiet, and we ain't staying quiet now. This is just the start of what's to come. Alright, and then I'll say it again, if we have to take the law into our own hands to get things done, then that's what we'll do.
Yeah, that.
Alright, so I've got us come forward and told a story. We've had around about 200 other veterans come forward, 200 veterans families that from around about, I think the earliest one we found 5 years ago, he had his 2 kids taken off him just because he was diagnosed with PTSD. Now veterans need kids to get through life.
Share, please.
All right, that's what holds the family together, that's what keeps us all going. And you wonder why there's so many suicides. Well, we're gradually finding out that a lot of the suicides are to do with the kids that are being taken away from veterans. All right, and that's not just veterans, that's all of us in our own communities that are losing their kids, that are having enforced or the forced adoptions. You're going to hear some amazing stories from some brave kids here, and I mean, don't applaud me, applaud these kids that are going to tell you the stories. Simon, over to you. Thanks very much, guys. Respect to all the actors.
Hi guys, Maverick Veteran here. I've always tried not to take life too seriously because nobody gets out alive anyway. However, I'm having a change of heart and I'm going to become more serious, more radical. And we're going to see if together we can't sort this shit out. 2020 has been a difficult year for most people with the lockdown. NI veterans that have been accused of alleged crimes 30, 40, 50 years ago while serving in the province should by now have had their court cases and they should know their fate. But it's all been put on hold because of the lockdown. So it's adding to the misery for them as individuals and their families. Security forces that are being prosecuted now includes the Special Air Service and the Special Boat Service for alleged crimes committed whilst on operations around the globe. They're all kept hanging. They all need to know their fate, and they need to know their fate as quickly as possible. And best it's the right answer. Not guilty, no case to answer. Right, we've lost an elderly lady called Jean. We've got up. Crisis over.
It's probably having a cup of tea.
Having a sandwich, like.
Yeah.
A strategic defence review is underway. And the replies to those reviews should be out by September latest. But the latest intel states that they want to cut the British Army by 25%.
Yet again. Yet again.
They want to get rid of the parachute regiment.
Fuck that!
They want to get rid of the Royal Marine Commando Brigade.
What a surprise.
And all its supporting arms.
What a surprise. This is our
All
government.
this is going on whilst the Parachute Regiment have recently deployed to Bosnia-Herzegovina with U4, the EU force of 7,000 combat soldiers and associated support arms
You think we're leaving the EU?
on Operation Athena.
We're leaving the EU, but by force. Never trust Boris Johnson.
This, of course,
He lied from the
takes
beginning.
the head off of our war-fighting snake. Without the SAS, the SPS, the Royal Marines and the Parachute Regiment, we will have no special force capability to fight wars anywhere around the globe without taking our arms
You listen to this,
and
Britain.
coalitions with other armed forces, which weirdly enough paves the way perfectly for us to enter into EU military unification under the Lisbon Treaty on the 31st of December this year.
Can you do me a favour? Can you grab that? I want to take my jacket off.
That means single point command, control and budget of all our armed forces and security services, including MI5, MI6 and the police, by Brussels.
That's brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
That's alright.
I was up to 200 on that one.
The HM Armed Forces brand is all but dead. And we need to do something about it. Because as veterans and supporters of veterans, we hold the balance of power in this country. And we can tell our employees how they should be conducting business in the big house. The government has to be held to account, even if it means we storm the building and we give them...
We do! We do! Take Parliament! That's the only way we're going to get all injustices done. By removing the fuckers and hanging them from a bloody lamppost.
To the
They've committed
government.
treason.
And it could be the last big protest we ever need in the UK.
Yay!
But we know that they won't listen. We know we'll be back out on the street. And we know that that starts soon with the BBC in London on the 9th of September. Today
Weekday, when they're in the building.
it's not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning.
Spot on. True.
I love you all, and I'm humbled by the attendance here today. Thank you for your continued support.
Never surrender!
This council is out.
Hey. Amazing speech there by Simon Bean. You heard it. If we can't do it by elections, Sharon Banks.
We've been campaigning about child abuse for 3 years, forced adoption and the like. And now we've come together with the veterans, people who know I go up and down the country supporting everybody to get freedom in this country. And this is the beginning, because now we've all come together, we're a force to be reckoned with at last. And I just want to say the local authorities set up social services in every area in 1970. That's 50 years ago. And what we're seeing now is a total violation of parents' rights. They've worked for 50 years to destroy the family, the community, and now our children. They're taking children from good parents who maybe have PTSD or maybe they've had a past in the care system. They're using this as a reason to take children. If you don't believe me, imagine, if you will, your child goes to school. You've had a bad day that day and they've had a bit of a fight, an argument, whatever. He goes into school and tells the teacher. The next day, social services at the family's door who've never had social services before, never abused the children, and on their school, collaborating with social services and the police, he took the children, all three of them, 5 years ago. So imagine being that family, and that's just one example. We also have evidence that social workers and police are sharing information about vulnerable victims, children in care systems, telling them personally where they live, what siblings they've got. These kids are then being threatened by the grooming gangs, raped again. And this information can only come from the police or social services. So what's going on in this country? When are we going to stand up and say no more?
No!
When are we going to stand up?
No!
And take those at the top, those paedophiles at the top, allowing the abuse, the rape, the destruction of our children? When are we going to take them out?
No!
When are we going to get rid of them?
No!
When are we going to set up our own social services to protect our own children? You shouldn't be losing children because you've got post-traumatic stress. So many parents, not all veterans, they've been in domestic abuse situations, male and female. The children are getting removed from the parents and put with these violators, these abusers, and it goes through the family courts. The family courts should not be dealing with criminal cases. If you've been accused of a criminal assault on a child or a rape or anything, abuse of a child, you should be heard in a criminal court first, and if you're found guilty, then think about taking the children to safety. But they don't. They take them and they ask questions later. They don't give them a choice. Do you know when they go around with a Section 20 to these parents' houses, they threaten them with the police. These parents think they're going to get arrested for not signing the forms. What happens when they sign the form? They come and remove the children. Do they get them back? We have foster carers who are in paedophile rings, fostering our children when they could be at home with the parents. In 2008, there was 12,000 rapes reported in this country. 2019 to 2020, guess how many?
Of kids.
And the year before, guess how many? 55,000 rapes. And they're only the ones that are reported. Now we've got hotels full of asylum seekers. Let's see what the statistics are next year. Are we going to stand up before that happens and make sure they don't get raped? We need to act. We need to fight against this system. We need to go to the top. It's not just little grooming gangs we're talking about. There's weak white paedophile elites.
Trying to get my charger sorted.
They're destroying this country from the inside. And we're all standing around not doing anything. The people here aren't enough. Everybody needs to be protecting our children. And until we all stand together for each other, build our communities back up, build our families back up. You see all these parents now, you think, well, they don't deserve to have their children, right? Think about the education system they've been through for the last 30 years. It's destroyed the culture. It's destroyed people's self-worth. They don't even know who they are. Children now being sexualised in primary school because they want paedophilia to be the next sexual orientation. They want paedophilia to be normal. It's never going to be normal. They're sick individuals. And they're taking our children and passing them to these paedophile rings. And we can't stand by any longer and let it happen. We have to act. Everybody, you've got to speak in your own communities. You've got to build your support systems in all your communities. You've got to fight them in small groups on a large scale. We need to be out there fighting, showing them up, exposing every one of them. Anybody working in Parliament with sexual offences against them because they haven't been to prison. Paedophiles telling us how to live our lives. You see all these people with masks on, slaves to the system, bowing down to the government. We've got to shake off the passion
What a
of
speaker.
people. Because they're blind, they're stupid, or they're ignorant, because all they have to do is look at the research. Everything is out there for you to find. If you can't bother to look, then shame on you. Shame on you!
Shame on you! That was Sharon Binks, one of the top speakers in the country.
Sharon's give a bit of it. We're here today because Dean and Simon have called us here.
Yay!
They've called us here for the kids, the vets, and the boulders. The boulders that this man exposed. They're being breached every day. This is not another demo. No. This is a call to action. And we are the civilians. There's a lot of civilians here. There's a lot of vets. Can I see the hands of all the civilians? Can you put your hands up? How many of you got your right hands up? Because today, right, what I want to see from the civilians, because the vets, they fought in Northern Ireland, they fought in Iraq and in Afghanistan, in those mountains that are virtually impossible to fight. And they fought everywhere else, right? And today, they're mobilising again. So we, the citizens, or the civilians, we've got to mobilise. We've got to mobilise. So I want everyone to make a promise. You put your right hands up. That's like swearing to the Bible, right? You put your right hands up and swear to stand up with the vets, right? Simon called about holding the balance of power. If we the people stand with the vets, we'll do more than hold the balance of power, we'll take over. We the citizens, the politicians, they think it's a sovereign parliament. No, they're talking rubbish. We saw that last parliament. We saw it. It corrupted, it tried to corrupt Brexit, and it couldn't do it. The people are sovereign. And there is our restoration bill. No, God bless Donald Trump. There it is. You was born free. You are sovereign citizens. Right. We are a free people. We are definitely a free people. And after we get Brexit, what's going to happen? What is the vision? The vision is our constitution will be coming back, which be taken
Magna
away,
Carta.
which defines a free people. We will be doing trade deals. Remember Barack Obama? We'll be at the back. We're not at the back anymore. Don't listen to them fake polls. Trump smiles at in the league.
Spot on.
Drain the swamp! Drain the swamp!
$2 trillion plus is the combined money of Canada, America, and the United Kingdom.
Can you hold that a
That
sec?
alone
I'm just trying to find another lead.
what the EU's got.
That one.
And that's not everything. We have Australia. They know what China's about. They're with us. New Zealand to come, right? And we will have the Five Eyes deal. Now, Commonwealth. There's more again. There's more again. India with Modi. We will do a trade deal with India. Who has links around the world? They said we were little Englanders. We are not little Englanders. We are people of the greatest nation the world has ever seen.
We'll have to do. My other leads are in the hotel.
Who's left Africa? They just cut them out with their single market. We're going to go back to Africa, all those ex-colonies, but they became part of our Commonwealth. And when we left, and we left the Commonwealth, we left the Constitution.
Samson.
Now what they done with it was their business.
The annoying thing is I got two leads over there. In the hotel.
We all joined the EU and
stay
we've
here.
abandoned them. We have abandoned Canada, Australia, New Zealand, we've abandoned India and especially Africa. Just look at it. And it's them that are coming up here. Now, if we go back and start doing trade deals with our East African ex-Commonwealth, they're our Commonwealth friends, right? We give them fair trade deals. They've got goods for us, they grow good food. We will buy their food, but we expect them to put the Constitution back. They have free and fair justice, the jury system, believe in democracy and free speech. Right, when they do that and they put it in their schools, teach their children the Constitution that the English left with them, and at that point, with our trade deals, we will create, they will lift them, they will create their own middle class, and they won't want to
I'll go as long as I can till my battery goes. My lead's not working.
We've got no right to go around vaccine people, depopulating places like Africa. If we raise a middle class in Africa, they'll have smaller families. They won't have bigger families, and they will stay in their own country. That's how you stop it. You stop it there where it started, right? One third of the world is the Commonwealth. We're as big as America, and we don't even realise. Little England, as they called us. Whatever they say, you know it's the opposite. You know it's the opposite. Right, we've got cultural Marxists disguised as social services. We've got cultural Marxists disguised as head teachers. We've got cultural Marxists as chief constables. They're disguised as chief constables. They're taking over all the institutions in this country. Right, this is what we're fighting against. We never voted for this. The schools with the transgender agenda, I took my children out of school. I've got 4 kids, I'm a single parent. They're not going back to school in September. In September, they bring the transgender agenda, and they will confuse your children in primary school.
They've already done this in Scotland.
Why do they do it? Because they hate us. They're cultural Marxists disguised as head teachers and teachers. They want to break the family. They want to kill our unborn children. They want to depopulate us. So this is what we're fighting against. What do we want to do? If we listen to the cultural Marxists, we go back before Christianity. In the ancient Greeks and the ancient Romans, where they had polygamy, orgies, where gentlemen Greeks would walk about with little boys, and we know what I'm talking about, don't we? And gentlemen Romans had the same sort of thing. It was Christianity that destroyed that. It was Christianity that created the family, so that every child knows who his father is. Every child. And he knows that his brothers and sisters come from the same father. This is what the cultural Marxists want to destroy. You destroy the family, we are destroyed. You have to fight it. You have no choice. You have to fight the cultural Marxists. The Muslims, if they see us take back our Christianity, they will melt before us. They will melt. So that's my message to you. And God bless you all. And remember, you put the right hand up. You made a conscious decision to join with the veterans. To make a citizen veteran army.
Awesome speech. Follow that then.
Good afternoon. My name's Alan Craig and I'm from an organisation called Hearts of Oak.
Hey.
And do you know why we're called Hearts of Oak? Why? Because patriotic Englishmen and patriotic English women have hearts of oak. Woo! And that is especially true here in Nottingham, where we're not so far from Sherwood Forest and that great Englishman, Robin Hood, who robbed from the rich and gave the poor. But I've come to ask for your support. It's an issue around...
You want to see a banner, Deedlin?
Now you know as well as I do.
You'll get me
It's the bit of plum that's on your bottom lip.
Yeah, you want to get this one done.
English girls up and down the country. And by my own calculations, I think something like 250,000 girls over the last 30 years have been abused
Afternoon
in this way.
night.
It has been sexual abuse on an industrial scale. And is something to which the authorities, as you know, and I know, have turned a blind eye. Wherever you go, at Rotherham or Rochdale or Oxford or Newcastle or anywhere else, you find the authorities have known very well for decades that this abuse of the girls has been going on and have done nothing about it.
Justice for Ellie!
Because they're politically correct, because they do not want to tackle an ethnic and religious minority. They'd rather allow the English girls to be abused than tackle that. Now the interesting thing is, predominantly this has happened, up and down the country, predominantly in Labour local authorities.
Justice for
Predominantly
Ellie!
in Labour local authorities, and of course they are more politically correct than anybody else.
Yeah,
They
please
won't
share,
tackle
folks, I can't
an issue
share.
like this at all. And of course, as you and I know, 85% of the Muslim community vote Labour, and therefore they didn't want to upset the Muslim community either. So Labour authorities up and down the country have allowed this to go on for decades and have done nothing about it. And they ought to be and are condemned for it. But now it appears that the Tory party is now unwilling to do anything about this. Back in May 2012, the notorious Rochdale grooming gang was sentenced. They were convicted and sentenced. And when that happened, Theresa May was Home Secretary. And Theresa May said those who had dual passports, after they had served their sentence, they will be sent back to Pakistan. That's what she said. That was government policy.
8 years ago that was.
Government policy back in 2012. We've had 3 more Home Secretaries since then, and still those men who have been convicted have served their sentence and are out now roaming the streets of Rochdale, and the government has done nothing about it.
Send
So the
them home!
authorities are unwilling to tackle this issue. Those men now are roaming the streets of Rochdale. Their names: Abdul Raf, Abdul Aziz, Adil Khan. Those 3 men are today roaming the streets of Rochdale, and we want them put on a flight back to Pakistan.
I wish you were here.
Send them home!
It seems very good at allowing illegal immigrants to come into the country while they're run elsewhere. They don't seem to be so good at all in sending back convicted sexual criminals back to where they ought to go. So my organisation has been running a campaign. First of all, we started legal action against the Home Secretary. We started legal action. We said, Mr. Patel, you talk the talk, but you don't seem to walk the walk. Get those men back to Pakistan. Very simple. But those men on it. But so far she has done nothing. So we've started legal action against the Home Secretary, against the Home Office. And that legal action is going on as we are. Also, not only want to take legal pressure, but we want political pressure.
I was down the Brexit man I was speaking to.
Government as well. So at the end of September, we are holding a rally, a demo in Rochdale itself, in Rochdale Town Hall. We're working with a local women's group there called Women Against Groomers, and we're going to hold a demo there in Rochdale on the 26th of September. And we're going to shout, we're going to demand, deport them now. Deport those Rochdale now. And if you agree with me, I'd like to hear you say that. Can you say that? Deport them.
No! No! No!
We're going to say that louder and longer right in the middle of Rochdale on the 26th of September. We'd love you to come and be with us. Watch our website, heartsofoak.org. We'll give you information. We're going to set up a petition to do it as well. So we're going to have political pressure put on the authorities as well as legal pressure. One way or the other, we're going to get those men out of the country. It's time they went back to Pakistan. We don't want them here. We hate what they've done to
Get rid of them out of our country. ASP. We brought Nottingham to a standstill.
My story is pretty simple. I got diagnosed with PTSD in 2007 after I was 9 children were removed in 2015. Okay. My children were removed in 2015 because I was diagnosed with PTSD. I have a traumatic
Sad story, this one.
and that currently makes me a risk. When does it happen to you? What do you do to stop it? My son has been forcefully for adoption and my 4 other children have been spread across Northern Ireland.
Can you hear this, folks?
My children are power brats. Alright? One of my children is in Bogside
Thanks, Naomi.
in Londonderry.
Wish we
I have had no contact since January and they used COVID as a reason. Keep in mind, I have no protection orders, I have no interim care orders, but I am listed as dangerous because I serve. When I opened my mouth, I was told that everything in family court is secret court. It is private, it is confidential, you don't speak about it. When did it happen to you? Since Dean released that video, 200 people came forward and 1,800 have come forward that have social services involvement just for having PTSD. We need you to come forward and tell your story. We need you to be able to stand up for yourselves. Record everything. Don't trust these people. I have it recorded on numerous occasions that I am dangerous because I'm trained to be. I'm a bloody medic. Rubbish!
Yeah, she's a medic in the forces, and she had got PTSD. They took her children off her. And that's what we got in this country, haven't we? Because you've got medical condition.
To preserve lives if you're a medic. Exactly. The difference is, in Northern Ireland, rules are very different for veterans. You think you've got no support out here? Be in Northern Ireland for a week. 1 week. You will see a difference in veteran support. There is nothing. And if you are lucky enough to get it, you still get reported to social services. If you are listed with PTSD,
Hi,
it's
Michael.
listed as a mental health illness and you will be reported. When do we make a difference? Now. When do we make it not your kids? How many have had social services on their door?
It's a business now. It's an absolute business. It's a corporation of social services are.
We need to make an absolute difference when it comes to social service. They are up here, we are down there. We can't be down there anymore. We can't. We served our country to do what? To have our kids removed, our purpose, our meaning. Now the best part is, after this happens, you lose your everything. I've lost my home, I've lost my children, I am being made homeless in September because I am not entitled to family housing without a family. You know, and listed as a disabled veteran, you get branded as all sorts. You have no hope. So depending on your injuries, you are fighting constantly. Now, how many of you have had a PTSD flashback and instead of being taken to hospital, you're arrested by lovely policemen that have no choice but to do it because it's their legislation? Sorry lads, it's the truth. How many of you have been locked in a cell overnight for having PTSD? Yes. We don't need this. We need to fight for our children. They're spread across the whole of Northern Ireland at the minute. Do you know how many children are in foster care in Northern Ireland alone? So God knows what it is here. 8,000. 8,000 children are looking for foster homes in Northern Ireland.
It's all about money.
When are we going to do something about it? Make sure they come onto your door, they knock down and they tell you, you make sure you record everything. Right? They will tell you it's private, they will tell you it's confidential. It's your life. You take control of it. Because otherwise they will. Don't be the next me. Don't be the next me.
A little veteran up there.
Fight back.
One brave woman she is. One brave woman. One brave vet.
It's time for the Blair twins.
Oh, here we go. Awesome, these pair. Absolutely awesome. Two great vets.
Who are they?
Blair brothers. Great vets. Awesome child abuse. Anyone would look at their badges. I don't know what they are, do you?
The family person in our space. I want to introduce you to two lovely people. Joe and Dion.
The twins.
With lovely respect for all victims. I let them talk now. But please, everybody, support them. It's for veterans and it's for people like us. Please support them.
We normally do a lot of speaking.
Hello everyone! Can you actually hear us at the back? Brilliant.
Special branch.
Okay, so basically, me and Dion are from Bath, and Dion's X3 para, and a lot of his friends are suffering with PTSD. There's no help out there for these people, maybe going to the doctors or a counsellor, which maybe does work for some people, but not for everyone. So what we're going to start doing, we've got a glamping site at home, but we're going to start doing camps for the veterans with PTSD. So they can all come and stay with us. And form that brotherhood that you all need to be together. And you can chill, you can do what you want. There's no rules at our place. I'll get Dion to speak now.
Tell your neighbours that!
Hello guys. No, listen, I've got a small sort of farm down in Bath, just outside of Bath. I did 20 years in the parachute regiment, 13 years afterwards. So I've been on the scene, I've seen how people suffer. I'm absolutely gobsmacked the amount of people, absolutely gobsmacked with the amount of people who are committing suicide, especially this year, 54 I believe. Just this year alone, we're getting 2 or 3, 4 a week. So what I'm saying to everyone is, come down to our farm. We've been doing it for a while now. We've had the Blair brothers, Debbie and Joseph. They visited us a few times, and a load of other ex-veterans. Come on down, just enjoy yourself. I promise you, fire pits, we got it all. We've got a tree house, got pods. Bring your tent, bring your wife, bring your boyfriends, bring your girlfriends. Just come and visit us. You'll all be welcome, I promise you.
I've got 3 accounts. Obviously, reasons unknown. Should I keep on getting taken down?
Oh, I got taken down Wednesday, my last one.
Well, I'm on a sharing ban at the moment. They do it every week, every demo I go to. Like I went to London the other week, I went to Birmingham, I went to Bristol and Bath.
It's never easy to stand as an adult in front of anybody and say that you were raped and abused as a child.
This is one of the
Me and Debbie were raped and abused as children. Me and Debbie travel all over the country, yearly, trying to get the message out there about child abuse. For us it's hard, as victims, but we're also survivors.
I'm proud to say these two are my friends, good friends. Go on, Bobby.
There's hundreds of innocent little children that are being raped and abused, and they have done for decades all over this country. We pushed a bill just before Christmas through the Houses of Parliament for every victim that suffered HIA, historical child abuse, to be paid compensation for their suffering. We still travel all over the country. Even me and Bobby won the biggest court case in Europe, along with all the other victims. And
I love Bobby and Joe as well, Jack. Amazing people.
In 2013, our court case started. Came forward. Victims.
Sorry about that, folks.
What people don't get when a child gets abused, it's like I look at it like dropping a pebble into the water, and you have that ripple effect. The same thing that happens to veterans. A lot of victims in older age commit suicide. We do not know the numbers, and we never will know the numbers. But I guarantee it's in the thousands who committed suicide because they cannot handle the trauma that was in their brain, the same as the veterans go through. I'm going to say it because on what me and Bobby waived our anonymity to be able to tell the truth. That's why we do not get arrested and put in prison, because we waived our anonymity. Today, I'm going to say it, we've got 160 MPs that are on a sex register.
Unbelievable, isn't it? But it's true.
160.
Yeah.
That can be anything. I'm sorry, I don't want to say it the way that I want to say it. That could be anything from touching your secretary up to paedophilia. The government have never done nothing to protect the children in this country, ever. Because they were heavily involved in it.
That's 160 people on sex register. That's rampant convictions of the rest of the politicians we don't know about.
The police have covered it up for decades. They still do.
They had all their
We've got a good friend here today, John Wedger.
the credit cards taken off.
Yeah.
John Wedger. Mr. Wedger up there now.
He can talk a bit more about it than I can, because he exposed it all. Yeah. But, honestly, what I'm saying to everybody here today, yeah, support us. Fight for your children. Fight for your grandchildren and your children's children. Thank you.
Amazing pair, those two.
Well, the first thing I want to say is,
Truthful.
from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you that made the effort to get here today.
Hey!
Because this is what we need. We need more and more of us to stand. I want 1 million of us stood on the streets, because that might be what it takes for everybody or for the government to start opening their fucking eyes. Sorry for spoiling, but that's how it is. That's how it is. If we look at the situation in this country now, we've had 54 vets commit suicide this year alone, and we're not finished with this year. 54 vets. If they were given the same help that the immigrants that rolled over from France were given, looking for in 5-star hotels,
them vets probably could have still been alive today. Them vets could have still, we could have saved them. This government could have saved them, but no. Every single vet that's on the streets with PTSD in this country get treated like a piece of shit. Shit. That's it.
Country.
The government don't give a shit. They will send you to war in theatres all over the world, and when you come back fucked up because of what you've witnessed and had to do, you're thrown on a scrap heap. And we need to, like Simon pointed out later on, I want to put a ring of steel round the Houses of Parliament, because they're not allowed to go back in and do the job until they start sticking up for the fucking wrongs that are wrong in this country.
Fucking spot on.
I'm sorry about the language.
That's his missus telling him off.
Much patriotic here, and I'll say it how it is. That's why I'm called the truth teller. We need to open more and more people's eyes to the wrongs that's going on in this country.
Be sure
They
folks
are
can't share it
cropping
till
all over
later.
every single one of us. We're all treated like second-class citizens here, including the vets, and this has to stop.
Go on, Bobby.
Getting back to the abuse of children, what do you call it, just pointed out, and I just want to correct a little thing here. We've got Muslim grooming gangs in every town, in every city, up and down this country, raping white girls, not their own, white girls. And it's over a million,
real talk.
1 million, not 30,000, 1 million children have been groomed so far in this country, what we know. They haven't even started on London yet. So that's the scale of the abuse of the children in this country. And like I said, us vets, we've been asking for all of us to unite for years. And this is what we need to do. We need to get millions on the streets. Why isn't there millions on the streets? Why isn't there millions on the streets when it comes to the grooming and the treatment of our vets in this country? There are 4.5 million vets in this country. I want that 4.5 million vets on the streets.
True right.
Every single one of us. Because this is what needs to happen. We need to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And we will demonstrate in every town, in every city in this country, and make sure that we get bigger and bigger, because that's what we need to do. Now listen, everybody.
We need our
Thank you
country
for
back.
standing up, each and every one of you, from the bottom of my heart.
Joe hasn't finished yet.
I just want to say one more thing. For every wrong that's done in this country, where does it lie? It lies at the hands of our government, who don't give a shit about none of us.
We want our country back.
We care about your vote, but not you. We are the people of this country. We're not racist, we're not biased. We all are the real truth tellers, and we want our country back.
Yes! Yes, Joe!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a survivor. A lot of bear have said themselves. I survived from the age of 1 year of age. I was put into childcare. I was put into 5 different children's homes before I was even 6 years of age. I was beaten. I was abused, physically, sexually, mentally. They put carbolic soap in my mouth, in my eyes. They scrubbed me with a floor brush. Carbolic soap used to burn my eyes. They used to touch me up in the dormitory. And I say my name with pride. My name's Alan Merritt, and I will not be shut. I will tell what happened to me. All my family was in Beechham, not Beechwood, Nottingham, but Beechham. And they were all abused in different cottages in Beechham. I was in 3 out of 4 abusive cottages, and they put me in this home. A judge said to me at 6 years of age, "Would you like to go to the seaside, sonny boy?" I'd never been to the seaside. I was abused in 3 out of the 4 cottages. My sisters were abused in their cottages. And there's a contingent from Beecham here today. And there's a lady with me today. She's from Beecham. She's 13 years of age. And she saw an abuser abusing the children in her cottage. And they get at 13 years of age to shut her up. They put her in a mental institution. They sent children away. And beat her so badly you won't believe they punched you in the head. They pulled you from the back. One of them used to put me on the floor, pin me down, and he used to rub his genitals on the back of my back. And I couldn't get up, I couldn't fight him, I was a child. I couldn't do anything, they're too powerful, they were too strong for me. I couldn't do anything. So I just want to say, please support us, and we're not going to go anywhere. We're going to get this out. I've got my MP on board. I've been to the House of Commons. I've been to the Home Office. And I even might be asked to go to ICSA and do a child inquiry because Jean was in Beecham in the 50s and they used to use carbolic soap on Jean as well. The torture was horrendous of what they did to children. And it's all over the country, ladies and gentlemen. And I thank you for your time today. And I'm sorry I got emotional.
I think I'm a bit emotional here as well.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, before I go, we were going to plan a big demo in London for the 16th of May, but the police asked us to postpone it because of the COVID. So we did what the police asked us to, and we done with the liaison officers and spoke to the Metropolitan Police, and we postponed it because of COVID, and it would have been the biggest demonstration because all the child groups were coming together for a mass rally. We want the veterans to join us. We want all the child groups to join us. We want everybody to join us. And it's going to be in October. It's going to be the last Saturday of October. We're going to have a mass rally with John and all the other survivors. Trafalgar Square. And let's do so if you want.
Okay, so Trafalgar Square down to Downing Street, and we need everybody's support, guys. If you can please help us, please help us. I've given out, I've pestered, I don't know how many of you with leaflets today. I have absolutely pestered you all with them. They've got the details on the John Wedger Foundation Facebook page. All the details for the protest will be on there. So if you can please follow us, please support us when we do our protest in October, and we will be eternally grateful. From the Beecham gang and John Wedger, thank you so much.
Just getting myself together, I start talking now. I was pretty upsetting, I was.
The little veteran.
Hi guys, it's just, I'm up here today because of what we've done in Dover and what we are doing in Dover to highlight all the illegal immigrants coming over. This is not just me, this is this man here as well active. Yeah? We've taken Dover, yeah, and we've taken the South Coast, and we're not moving anywhere. The only way they're going to get rid of us two down in Dover, highlighting what's happening in there with the illegal immigrants, is to by jailing us, yeah? We're not going nowhere. Right, the south coast of our land, where once young men left to fight on foreign lands, and which the Battle of Britain was once fought over on this coastline to protect our great country, has now become a taxi service for the illegal immigrants which are being brought in every day. We are witnessing 120 plus illegal immigrants into this country every single day through Dover. This is not coming over on lorries and other ways they might come in. This is just through Dover. Please, everyone, you must watch Active Patriots live streams and mind the little veterans. We are going back next week to Dover, and we're not giving up. The government will try and stop us, but we will not stop.
5th of September, be at Dover.
I've been given an ASBO since I've been there, and Active's been arrested and waiting for a court hearing. Yeah, they are trying to stop us. They're more interested in watching us do what we're doing. Look, every day we're down there, we're getting tracked by traffickers. We are getting watched, we are getting filmed. If you do want to come down with us, please, yeah, I'm warning you, yeah, it's not a joke down there anymore, it is serious business, and I'm doing a call out today for any ex-veterans, yeah, SAS, like in the Paras, or the Marines, who can come down and do undercover work for me to protect me and my man here, who are down there every single day. Yeah, we'll give up. No way will we give up. We have so many homeless in this country, and since I've been doing this, we found a homeless veteran in Folkestone who is in our fight of what's happening in Dover. Yeah, I called Never Surrendering, who turned up the day after. Yeah, good old Rachel standing down there. And hopefully we have now getting this veteran housed in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, so everyone, please, anything that we put out on our YouTube channels, please share it, yeah? And if you come down, please come down, support us, see what we're doing. On the 5th of December, on the 5th of September, we have a demo which is in Dover, and it's a go slow demo in your cars. Yeah, so hopefully the police can't do anything and keep us, get us away from what we're doing. This is a go slow demo in Dover, which will affect the fight, into the French. Yeah, we have to stop it. This is totally mad. Guys, that's all I'm going to say about this. Yeah, it's pissing down with rain. There's other people. Yeah, but please, yeah, this is a really big issue we have in our country. It's been shown where the hotels, they're putting up everyone in the hotels. Everyone just needs to watch us. Please, watch the little veteran, Active Patriot, YouTube, and give us a follow. Please. That's all I've got to say. Cheers for coming, everyone. Thanks a lot. Next one is Katie Jane.
Oh, another brilliant speaker. Another amazing speaker. And their kids taken off her illegally. All streets! All streets! All streets! All streets!
Thank you, guys. A bit today about forced adoption. Anyone who knows me knows that forced adoption is my prime target. Because it's something that we need to stop, and we need to bring a stop to it now. Since 1934, our children have been stolen by the state and sold for profit. The state are no longer targeting just average civilians like myself. They are now targeting the veterans. If they can make a reason to take your children, they will take your children.
It's all about money.
Google forced adoption and you can see for yourself. Our kids are being ripped from their beds.
And raped.
Older siblings are being put into forced adoption, while younger ones are being adopted out to strangers, when there's not even criminal background checks done. Everyone who's lost their kid to forced adoption doesn't even know if their children are dead or alive. We don't know where our children are. My firstborn son and my firstborn daughter. It's about to be my son's 7th birthday, which will be the 4th birthday I've missed. The 4th birthday that he's been ripped from me. And you know where he's gone? To my abuser. The state gave my son to the man who sold me, who beat me, and embarrassed and shamed me to high hell. And the state gave my son to him. A man who has a 26-page long criminal record, and I don't even have a sentence.
It's all about money. That's what the social services are, they're a corporation.
The children have been ripped away for adoption. These are children that have been abused by groomers, are being raped on a daily basis, are being advantage taken out of them. And it needs to stop. We need to stand up for our children. They're not just our streets, they're our kids.
Spot on, Katie.
Whose kids?
Our kids.
Whose kids?
Our kids.
Whose kids?
Our kids.
So we know there's a couple more demos coming up. We've got the 5th of September down in Dover. We've got the 9th of September at London BBC. And we've got the 19th of September at Salford Social Services, where we've already had children who are being abused by the system show up. These are not children who will be abused, but children who are being abused, and the state are silencing them. 31st as well, Bank Holiday Monday this month. Justice for all, justice for all. We need to get down there, we need to show our children that they're not forgotten. These are our kids. Enough is enough. Who's with me?
Amazing speech by Katie again.
Hello.
Hello, Derek. Hello, Derek.
Just like to say, I wish these boys in blue out here would look at our history and remember the Nuremberg trials were about just following orders. Remember, history will look at you and
Getting absolutely drenched here, having a t-shirt. You see the rain coming down? And we're still standing here in the rain.
You should stand by your conscience. Because I could not stand back and let our children be raped. And just to prove you can do more than follow orders, there's a wonderful ex-police officer that is blowing the lid on satanic abuse. So let's have a big cheer for Mr. John Ledger. Hello.
Go on, John!
Legend! Well, the devil may bring the rain, but God will bring the light, and we will shine a light.
You get wet there, Alice.
That is infesting our society. Now, I do a podcast called A Brew with a View. I've got something brewed, and my God, what a view! What a view! Now, I always end my talks with a saying by Edmund Burke. For the triumph of
Good on
evil,
you. I haven't put mine on. I got my 87 at the moment. I didn't have a chance to pick my Children's Matter off Katie.
We are doing something.
She has got it, yeah. So I'll
for
put
those
it on
who
a
don't
bit.
know what I've done,
At least that'll be dry.
I served just shy of 25 years in the Metropolitan Police as a detective. I stood up and spoke out against the systemic and institutional cover-up of child prostitution. Now, some might not like that term. I was threatened with the loss of my home, my children, and my job if I ever spoke out, because I was told, you've no idea how deep this goes. I was to find out how deep this went. I endured 4 years of bullying with 9 attempts to imprison me. But here I am, standing out. There's a lot of people.
Go on, John.
I now use my skills as a specialist interviewer, going out and taking the testimonies of those that have been failed by the system. First one came, then another came, and then a busload came. And then also the attacks came on me. And I thought, why are people attacking me? I was soon to find out, because there is so much dirt in society. So much does this go right to the root of everything.
Hi, Liz.
Whistleblowers are very much like victims and survivors. Because when you stand up, like when a victim comes forward, you stand alone. But they're the ones that are frightened, because their game is now up. And it has come to an end now. This is being exposed more and more each day. This is coming forward. And the one thing that when you talk about cover-ups and child abuse, you will never be proved wrong. And then something strange happened. People started talking out. about being abused in a satanic ritual environment. First one came, then another, and all of a sudden we are flooded. Now when you look at why would the government cover this up? People go on about secret society. There's only one secret society we should be worried about, and that's the paedophile. When you put paedophilia into the mix, all of a sudden the jigsaw is almost complete. But when you put satanic ritual abuse into the mix, the whole thing is complete. This is a glue that holds all this together. In 1911, when we were going to war, the First World War, something strange happened. The Royal Navy Secret Service brought in a thing called the D notice, the defence notice. And that's a notice, and it was about loose lips sink ships. They served this notice on media agencies to protect the political and financial and economic stability of the UK. Whenever media agencies talk about collusion and systemic abuse, they are served with D notices. Why are civilians being served with D notices? Then when you see Home Secretaries that are put in place as the arbiter for anything criminal, and then you see people like Leon Britton, the fastest ever and youngest promoted Home Secretary, who was well at it, an active paedophile, it starts to make sense. Back in 2000, a list got made called the RAINS list, R-A-I-N-S, Google it, it's an acronym, Ritual Abuse Information Network Support. It was a list of active Satanists. My old boss in the Metropolitan Police Advice Unit is on it. There are politicians on it. There are actors on it. And once you look at this, the whole picture is complete. What we are seeing now is we are seeing us saying one thing. We're saying no more. I stand here as an ex-police detective. I have nothing against the police. I love them. We need the police. We do not need corruption. We do not need chief constables covering up paedophilia. We do not need it. My team is comprised of people from all over. We've got an ex-murderer, ex-armed robbers, everyone. And what is unifying us, like paedophilia unifying them, is a sense of justice and a sense to stop this. There's a man here today who is dying. He has just got over about a terminal cancer, and he is staying on because he wants justice. There's an old lady up here who is hanging on because she wants justice. And do you know what? We are going to give them justice. It is going to happen. So I say, God bless all victims and survivors. The devil's greatest tool is silence. He's not going to get it. We are going to speak out, and we are going to expose this rot. We are shining the light in the sewer, and let's watch these rats run. God bless. Thanks, John. Gloves up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I look around this audience, alright? I see a lot of faces who have got stories and hurt. Look, we've come here today because we need change. We lost 54 veterans to suicide. I could have been one of them statistics. Every person here probably knows somebody who took their life. Alright? It's got to stop. I let my child down. When my marriage broke, I ran away. And I went to the Middle East to work. And while I was away, my daughter at the age of 9 was molested. Alright? I joined the armed forces to protect and serve, just like them people in uniform there. We took the Queen's shilling. We protect us. We serve people. Alright? I found out about my daughter, and that fucking killed me. I'm sorry for the language. Alright? What it's done to my family is, I can't tell you. Alright? What it's done to my daughter, I can't tell you. When you see what the government does, and now the government to cover things up. Last year, I had a very close friend was laid down. She was horrifically murdered. She had her own battles with mental health, and it was covered up. Social media covered it up, everybody covered it up. All right, enough is enough. What Dean has done today by bringing everybody together, this is where we start. All right, we've all got stories. We've got to protect our children. Yes. We've got to protect our veterans. Yes. Enough is enough. We can't have the police. We can't have the government actually using divide and conquer tactics. I don't know what right and left wing is. I'm not right wing. All right. That's all I know. I want to protect the veterans, my brothers and sisters. I know there's brothers and sisters in front of me here who find it hard, like myself. All right. Don't